If we want to edit this container over here, including the background image, we simply have to click on those dots over here. We can also see the container over here in the structure. We can click on this arrow in order to expand it and see what the container contains. So for the container, we have the layout settings over here, the style settings over here, where the background image is, and the advanced settings over here. So let's go back to layout. We have the container layout over here, flexbox or grid, the content width boxed or full width, the width over here. We can always click over here in order to change how we want to set the width to pixel, percentage, view width, and so on. We can also play with the width like so, the minimum height, the direction of the items being those heading widgets and text editor widget that we see over here, like so, the justifying of the content, like so, the alignment of the items, like so, and the gap between the items, like so. And we also have the option to wrap or no wrap. For the no wrap option, the items will go one after another if the space allows, and for the wrap options, the items will break in different lines. By going to style, we have options for the background over here. We can choose a classic background, that means a solid color or an image. We can choose a gradient background, like so, a video or a slideshow. For the slideshow, we would add the images over here. We can change the order by dragging them, and we can see the slideshow over here. We also have some slideshow options over here, like infinite loop, duration, transition, duration, background size, like so, and background position. Okay, let's go back to classic. So if we want to change the background image that we see over here, we simply have to click on this image over here. And then by selecting a different image, we have changed the background image. We can also use AI from over here. We can customize the image that we already have with AI, or click over here to generate a new one with a prompt. For the image, we have image resolution, position, how we want the attachment, scroll or fix, the repeat, and for the display size. Then we have options for scrolling effects and for mouse effects. We can play with those settings over here in order to see what we can achieve. We can always click on this icon over here to go back to default. So let's close the scrolling effects. For the mouse effects, we have opposite of mouse or direct to mouse, and over here the speed. Okay, let's click over here to close the mouse effects. And one more thing over here, in case we don't want an image and we want a solid color, we simply have to click over here to delete the image. And then we have the solid color. Then we have background overlay. We have for normal state and for hover state. Let's go for hover for a second. We have classic, where we have solid color or image, or gradient. Let's add an image over here. And now when someone goes with the mouse over this section, the image will appear. We once again have the same settings for the image. Okay, and the opacity over here, like so. And we also have the transition duration. If we don't want to see those settings when someone goes with the mouse over the image, we simply have to click once again over here. And for the normal, the image settings over here, and the opacity over here, and the blend mode over here. Then we have settings for the border. The border type over here, the border width over here, the border color from over here. We can also use global colors from over here, and the border radius from over here. We can always click on this icon over here in order to unlink the values, and then we can customize them individually, like so. We also have the option for a box shadow. So let's change the border to none. For the box shadow, we have the color over here, the horizontal distance over here, the vertical distance over here, and the blur over here, and of course the spread, and the position, outline or insert. Okay, let's click over here to go back to default. And we also have shape divider for top and for bottom. The type over here, we can play with those settings in order to see what we can achieve. We have the color option over here. We can use global colors from over here. The height over here. We can flip it, invert it, or bring it to front, like so. Same settings for the bottom. Let's click to none. And let's go to advanced. Over here we have margins and paddings. We can see that the padding is set to percentage and to 50% to the right, that's the space we see over here, and 5% to the left, that's the space that we see over here. That's why those items over here, the heading widgets and the text widget, occupy the left side of the container.